Hi everyone, welcome back to the Matt Speakers channel. It's a big day today, thank you for joining. It's a big day today. We're here in the garage behind the convertible that we filmed with recently. And when we filmed with this car, I said how I bought this car because at the time I had an L322 Range Rover 4.4 V8 petrol, which was an absolute joy to drive. It was lovely, it was smooth. You couldn't ask for more, except maybe a few more miles to the gallon. Now, of course, to expect more from that engine is a bit unrealistic. But anyway, it's a big day today because we're off to get a big car, and we've already mentioned the model. We're off to get an L322 Range Rover. This time it is the diesel, it's the V8 diesel. So we've got a bit of a journey to do. We've got quite a bit of walking to do, a lot of stuff on the trains. But please join me on this journey where we go and get the L322. And yes, it's still not fixed. We'll get there. It's been a bit of a long day. We've done some walking, we've done quite a lot of travelling on the trains, but here we have finally the Range Rover, and I must confess I have done a few miles in it already. Just wanted to get in it and drive and just see what it's like. But here we have the 3.6 TDV8 Vogue in Stornoway Grey, and the weather is proper. Let's have a look. It's proper Range Rover weather today. It's all grey. It's not quite pouring down, but it is definitely raining. So I think we'll grab the umbrella and we'll have a walk around and have a look at the L322. So in the Stornoway Grey, here we have the L322 3.6 TDV8 Vogue model, and this is the middle of the L322 models. They came out in 2002 and they had a slightly boxier headlamp than we have here, and then again in 2009 they had a facelift. I'm sure most people watching this are familiar with the differences. All very elegant though, all of them. 19-inch wheels on this one, complete with a Michelin tyre, and I always think that the tyre that's on the vehicle gives you an indication as to how well it's been cared for. What do we have on this rear corner? We have another Michelin again. Okay, good. What we also have is an arch without signs of rust, which is encouraging to see. They can suffer sometimes with rust in that area. Up the top there, we've also got the full-length roof rail, and then to the rear of the car. And I think if you switch the rear tail lights around for the 2000 and end of 2009 facelift, probably wouldn't know any different to what it is because they all look the same. Again, encouraging to see around the corners of the tailgate of the upper section there's no rust, because they do occasionally suffer that. There's the badges we like, TDV8 and Vogue. Not to say anything against the petrol, it's pretty majestic, the petrol. I would say I don't like the idea of doing not many miles to the gallon again, but there is just something so lovely and smooth with them. This one fortunately comes with a tow bar. No doubt it's towed something of some substance, looking at that one on there. Got the drop plate on. What electrics do we have? Okay, we got both N and S. And let's have a look at the rear arch on the passenger side. Just get an idea of this one. Have we had any rust? We may have had some. It looks like it may have been painted. I think paint looks a lot more elegant than rust though. A respray and some work done. Tyre wise, we have a Michelin again. Bit of road dirt on there just to help with the Range Rover appearance. What have we got on the front here? Doesn't look like a Michelin. We've got a Goodyear. Okay, still branded. I wonder if the spare wheel is a Michelin. There we are. Looks all rather lovely and elegant, isn't it? As I say, I think any of the faces of the L322 all look absolutely stunning. Just going to have a look inside. So there we have the electric seats at the front. all that memory for the driver. Many ways of adjustment. The steering wheel also adjusts electrically as well, button on the left hand side. And a nice bonus on this one, we've got the heated steering wheel, which for the winter time is just lovely. We then have the piano black wooden trims on, which all look to be quite unmarked, which is great to see. Over here, automatic gear stick, then got our box of tricks for off-roading and air suspension, and we then got, of course, all the controls. So model-wise, I did Vogue SE autobiography at this age, and the Vogue SE, where my finger's pointing to there and there, that's where your heated seat controls move to, which I think just tidies this up and makes it look a little more complete. But that piano black wood trim on there really does finish it so well. Ebony leather interior inside, got the sunroof as well, electric. And actually, if we look at the passenger seat, it doesn't really look like it's been sat in that often. That piano black trim over there, again, looks lovely. The carpet there, I think the mats are in the boot, so we'll have to fetch those out. So we look okay, don't we? In the front. The rear, well, these seats look like they've never ever been used. I've got some dust on here, so I think a good valet is definitely needed for this car. You can also see the umbrella. We haven't put it up in the end. It's just spitting slowly, but these seats, they just do not look like they have been used. Yeah, that piano black trim looks lovely over there. The heated seats in the rear, they've got their own climate to operate. So all in all, a car that looks lovely, a car that needs a good valet, and a car that we need to go and drive a bit more. Let's go driving. Let's continue the journey home. It'd be nice to get there before it's dark. I said it's been a long day. Let's get the armrest down. Has anyone ever noticed, and where can we see it? There's the wheel on the armrest. Just the height of the armrest where it sits. Very clever. Very clever. Right. On we go. On we go. Haven't quite got the seat where I want it, but it's alright. There's a lot of buttons to play with, so we'll have a little fiddle around. It is so nice to be back though in one of these. It's also so nice to not stop at a fuel station every half an hour. One thing that is very clear and obvious is we need to get the tracking done, because the steering wheel, if you're turning left, it will be straight, and if you're going straight, it'll be off. If you're going straight, it'll be off to the right a little. So we'll have to get that looked into. But it's just a simple four-wheel alignment. But along we go. Whilst I'm here, what should we talk about whilst we're in the car? Let's talk about the clever stuff these things can do off-road. Do I have any plans to go off-road with it? I don't know that I have any. Let's get the cruise control on. I don't know that I have any big plans to go. I don't know where, really. I don't know. But there are some fords near where I live, and there's some other off-road areas where we can go with this. But we've got the clever settings with the car. We've got the clever bits with the air suspension, so we can raise, we can lower. Depends on what we want to do. We've got the access height for getting in and out, just to make life easier. We've got normal road height, which we have now, and then for going proper serious off-roading, driving in from the tree trunks, there's the higher mode air suspension. There's also the clever off-road bits. I really have thought this stuff through with these, haven't they? Really have thought this through. The weather's not getting better outside. 322 then, L322, this model. This is the middle of the Range Rovers. I'm sure a lot of people watching this will be more than aware of how Range Rover began. The original Range Rover lasted for a century. That's a good innings. And the rain didn't stop. So here we are on a bright sunny day. We got blue skies today. There we are. Much better, much better. So I watched back everything that had been recorded, and the rain just got harder and harder, and the sound quality Not that it was great anyway, got worse and worse and worse. So I thought I'd just sort of scrap that. So there's a lot of waffle that that you won't get to hear, but that's cool. But instead, here we are on a sunny day. We are home, and it was a joy to drive. Of course, it was a joy to drive. I've also, having watched it back, noticed to say L quite a lot. So we'll try and avoid that in any future videos done with it. But yeah, an absolute joy to drive it home. Need to get that tracking done, and I just need to have a proper look around the car. You know, as you do, you always get the car home, you have a proper look around and just see what's that's with it. Might just do some stats with the car, look into my crib sheet, as I've done with all the others. All the others, there's only been 2. So 0 to 60 on one of these. Bearing in mind it weighs 2.7 tons. 0 to 60, 8.6 seconds. Not bad for something that's that big. 270 horsepower, so that's a horsepower a ton, I guess. And they're good for 124 miles an hour. Don't know that I'll find out if we can do 124, but if anyone has done it, let me know. Pound-foot torque, people like that. 472 pound-foot of torque. 640 Newton meters in other money. That'll move, won't it? And the boot, 994 litres of whatever you desire. But there we are, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. We have an L322, we're back home, and we have blue skies. There we are. Thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.